a couple of nights ago to the Timberwolves. Get a crack at the Charlotte Hornets tonight here on MMS and on the iHeartRadio app. You can listen to the game there too. 7 o'clock tip-off tonight at the Romo Fijo before they head out on the road to play the Sixers in Philly on Friday, and then they'll be back here on Sunday. So Cavs, Hornets tonight, 7 o'clock. Pre-game coverage begins here at 6:30 on MMS, right after we roll out. And all through the month of March, you can use the word spring for 20% off whatever you get at CLE Clothing Company. They just dropped a new piece of Buzzard merch a couple nights ago. That's available to you. Just whatever you do, if you're doing it online or in one of their stores, you want a more tactile experience, use spring and you get 20% off. See your boy Nick Chubb on TMZ?
No, what did he do?
Squatting 500 pounds like it was nothing. This guy?
Holy this guy. That's why I can't...
Nick Chubb! Hasta la vista, baby! Nick Chubb! Touchdown!
Who cares about touchdowns? This guy was squatting 500 pounds.
Insane.
Up and down 5 times.
Well, think about it's like that's like his warm-up, it looks like.
Right. You just keep like it's nothing. He's amazing. What a specimen, you know? That's why he can't get tackled. Legs are like friggin' refrigerators.
Yeah. What do they say? What's the gym rat thing? If it's not bending, you're not. If the bar doesn't bend, or if it's not bending,
if the bar's not bending, you're pretending.
There you go. Yeah. If it's not bending, you're pretending. Well, his bar is bending.
Yeah, his bar is bending. Real good.
And
I haven't done a squat in probably 6 months.
Do one really?
Right
yeah.
Do one right now.
I don't want to.
Go ask the grass.
I'm cold.
Come on. Huh?
It'll help you warm up.
No,
you can't do a squat because you're cold.
No, I can. I'm just saying I haven't. Like to think of. I mean, again, yes, he's a professional
he said do
athlete.
one right now, and you said I can't. I'm cold.
Yeah.
You can't do one because you're cold.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
I'm just saying that's very impressive. That's wild.
Yeah.
That's an amount of weight to lift that is just unfathomable to me.
Yeah. He's doing about 410 pounds a couple of years ago, but you know he's been up in his weight.
And that's for reps too. That's not max. That's doing 5 reps at 500 pounds.
Oof, boy, your guy's moving some iron. LeBron James says he feels like poop after the Lakers lose. I feel like poop.
Well, that's good. You shouldn't feel good after that.
Yeah, well, they've lost 7 of their last 10, so they're having
a lot of poop.
That is a lot to eat.
You gotta until you stump me out, cut my head off, bury me 12 feet under, then I got a chance.
What?
Not just 6 feet because he's tall.
Oh, okay.
That's what I got from
Because we still have games to play. You gotta until you stump me out, cut my head off, bury me 12 feet under, then I got a chance.
Okay, well, speaking of cutting somebody's head off, this girl who's actually pretty cute, they got a lot of questions for her after she chopped a guy up after doing the meth.
Yeah, I heard about this one.
Sex.
This is nuts.
She's cute. She's 24. 24-year-old girl whose name is Taylor Shabusiness?
Oh, come on.
No. Her last name is SCHA and then the word business. Taylor Shabusiness. Shabusiness? I don't know how you pronounce it, but it looks like Shabusiness. Shapoopy. When police asked her what had happened, she replied, "That's a good question." She's 24, and she's been charged with the murder of a guy whose body parts were found all around this property in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Person living at the house called the cops after finding a head in a bucket.
Boy.
Well, that's just proper organization. I mean, if you're where are you gonna put a head? You're not gonna throw it in the woods. You're gonna put it in a bucket. Do you put it face down, face up? Do you put it neck down?
Depends on how big the head
hair
is.
up?
I think you hang on to the hair and drop it in. But did this guy even have hair? We don't know.
Right.
Hold it by the ear. Put it in crooked ways.
By the ear. So somebody calls the cops, found a head in a bucket. which is a fun call to make. 911, it's your emergency. I got a head in a bucket.
Okay, but seriously.
Seriously, what's going on over there?
And a mop with this dead-ass body.
So the cops get there, and they get down to the basement, and they find that the head is still in the bucket. The bucket's covered by a towel, and they said they found a lot of what looked like dried blood on a mattress. And then they also found a storage tote where the upper part of the torso was stored. And so they talked to Taylor Shabiznes.
Shabiznes. That's her name.
And she was living a couple of houses away, and her clothing had blood on it, and police were searching her van. And they found a crock pot box containing other human body parts, including legs. Now, how big was this crock pot? I've got a crock pot.
Well, the box is bigger. And chopped
But not
up legs
that
aren't
much bigger.
We also don't know how tall this guy
Oh,
was.
they were probably just sticking out like
Yeah.
when you go to the grocery store and you have a baguette sticking out and some
It's
lettuce.
like when
Yeah.
you first put spaghetti in the pot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hasn't melted down yet.
There you go. So they started questioning
Do you melt your
Taylor.
spaghetti?
Don't worry about me.
What happened?
Nothing.
What did she say?
She said it hasn't melted down yet, and I asked if she melts her spaghetti.
You know, you're not supposed to melt your spaghetti,
Well,
right?
It noodles up,
It noodles up.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Noodles up.
Oh, get to that table, Reed. You're going to kill it today.
Dude, I'm so friggin' tired. It is not going to go well.
When police asked Taylor Shabiznes what happened, she said that's a good question. Listen, I'd love to tell you. I don't
do you
know.
think happened?
Yeah, what do you? I would love to hear your theory, officer, on how that crock pot box ended up full of legs. She was charged with, obviously, homicide, mutilating a corpse, third-degree sexual assault.
This all with a bread knife.
Both her, wow, her and Nick Chubb not skipping leg day.
Hey.
Ah!
Professional comedian.
Yeah, she said the bread knife, quote, worked the best. She killed him and
Serrated,
dismembered
yeah.
him after first smoking meth with him. They started having sex, but then escalated to using chains, a dog collar. She said there was one for her and one for him. That's nice. So far, so good.
Yeah, couples collars.
Some meth, some chains, and a couple of collars. So far, so good.
Who hasn't done that part of it?
Oh, the meth and the chains?
Meth and chains and just
the choke collar?
Yeah, all that stuff. I mean, that's pretty,
Pretty
standard.
normal.
Yeah.
Run of the mill. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Second date stuff, you know.
Second date. You know, he took me to this great restaurant. What'd you guys do on the second date? Smoked meth, actually. We
Meth
went
and collars,
right to the
mostly.
methamphetamine. She said eventually she started strangling him with her bare hands. And this cat, I guess, couldn't fight her off. She
Well, he
said,
was probably into it
I
for
was
a
gonna
bit,
say, it's
and then it went
Yeah.
too far.
She's all methed up and strong.
well, they're both methed up. So he would be methed up and strong, too.
But he's methed up and sleepy.
No, that's not
I
how
think-
meth works. He's methed up and horny and trying to, like if that's
Call me.
what they're into, and then it goes too far and it's too late.
Yeah, I've never done meth, but I'm pretty sure it's not a somnambulant. I don't think
think
that
it
it
is.
puts you to sleep.
Well, again,
I'm so tired. Quit choking me.
So much meth.
Oh, God.
is meth like a coke high where it's very quick, or is it like throughout the whole day you're high on meth?
I don't know.
I think
I've
it's way
never done it.
intense because people have a lot of delusions and they see things. They're super, super paranoid.
Well, I understand it's intense, but how long? Like, I can deal with intense for 10, 15 minutes.
no, I think it's
but-
longer than that. I'm trying to remember back to Breaking Bad. How long were the people high in Breaking Bad?
It seems like a while.
Because coke, you're only, high for what, half hour?
If that, yeah. How long does a meth high last? They're going to send me to...
The rush is followed by a high, sometimes called the shoulder, is what this says. There are stages of this. I'm sure any tweaker listening to the show can correct us if this is wrong. During the high, the person feels aggressively smarter and becomes argumentative. The delusional effects can result in the person becoming intensely focused on an insignificant item, such as repeatedly cleaning the same window for several hours. The high can last 4 to 16
yes,
hours.
that's what I was like.
There
That's
you go.
so you're high for at least 4.
So
it's
the
like
results may vary.
4 hours in that state. That's why these people are biting faces off and cutting each other up. Could you imagine being out of your mind for 12 straight hours?
And then the meth hangover, as they describe it, the deteriorated, starved, dehydrated, exhausted. The hangover ordinarily lasts from 2 to 14 days.
I can believe that.
That's why they do it again, because they don't want to feel like
you
that.
want to take more, yeah. So, anywho, this girl, this guy, so far they're having fun. She goes, I'm assuming she got his consent.
Well, the choking was probably part of it.
Hey, can I choke you?
He might have even told her to.
Hey, choke me. Mm-hmm. She told investigators she could feel his heart continuing to beat as she choked him, so she kept choking him harder. And then he turned purple and blood came out of his mouth.
Ooh.
So then she played with his body for 2 to 3 hours after his death using several knives to dismember him. So she's completely tweaked out.
Oh, she's
like,
gone.
I got to get rid of this guy or whatever. God, it sucks because she looks cute.
She said played with. So this isn't a freak out.
Well, she probably propped him up, grabbed it like a ball, sat across the room, rolled it to him.
Okay, come on, man.
Hey, you want to play? He didn't roll it
Weekend
back.
at Bernie's style, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying that she was probably, I don't know that this was oh no, what did I do? I have to chop up and hide the body thing. She might have been into it for a little while if she describes it as playing with him.
Oh, she was into it. Yeah, she said a bread knife worked best because it's the serrated blade. Shabusiness told the police. I really hope that's how you pronounce it. Yeah. Ma'am, what's your name? It's Nunya. Nunya Shabusiness. Come into my home. She told the cops that they would, quote, have fun trying to find all the organs. Her plan had been to bring all the body parts with her, but being paranoid and lazy, as she put it, she left the head behind. You know, this girl was
of all the items.
This girl was really destined for greatness.
Oh my God.
If this awful situation had not transpired, she was gonna, I don't know, she was gonna be a House rep in Georgia or something.
Just a lazy.
I'm just
meth
paranoid and
smoker.
lazy.
Yeah.
She said, I can't believe I left the head, though. It was as though she goes, the head.
Oh, I forgot something.
That is
The
not what I should have
head.
laughed.
In a bucket.
She's walking out like keys, wallet, phone, head. All right.
Do I have gum? Yeah, she told
I
the
want to make
cops.
2 trips. Ugh. When you're bringing groceries in, I'm going to try and get them all at once.
The head always goes with the legs in the crock pot box. What was I thinking? She told the cops that she had just gone crazy and blacked out during at least part of the encounter. You wonder if people are full of crap. I have no experience with that kind of, with meth, but you wonder if people are full of crap when they always go, I blacked out, I don't remember everything. If like that's their last ditch effort despite all the evidence of some kind of thing, or if that's a genuine part of like they're like, look, I don't know what to tell you. Even if you blacked out, you're in huge trouble.
Science behind it, there's other than like, meth or like being on a substance, that your brain will protect you from super traumatic events. So it'll just go to like, we're not going to remember this. This is way too much for you. And you will literally black out when you're doing something like that. That's like the psychology behind it or whatever, that it's
That's
actually,
a real thing.
yeah, that it's actually like a protective measure that your brain does, which is why people talk about repressed memories, where people forget these super traumatic events.
But that's also a very, very controversial topic, too. There are some psychologists who say repressed memories are a bunch of bunk.
But there have been things that not repressed, like killing people, traumatic stuff, but there's been things that I've talked about in therapy while getting myself talking that I'm like, oh my God, I forgot about that thing that happened until 25 years later.
But I was going to say,
That seems to be like everybody's got, like it's a lack of, you can't remember everything that's ever happened. But if something triggers a memory of,
But they're usually bad.
Are they?
For me, when you talk about repressed memories, they're usually traumatic events. Nobody's repressing a super happy event, like their favorite 5th birthday party.
But that's the thing,
get
though.
more than
Your
one.
favorite 5th birthday party. That year, my parents gave me one, my friends gave me one, and the school gave me one.
So many that year.
If you black out, how would you remember if you blacked out?
No, you would just say, I don't recall for however many hours.
Lost
I
time
remember
or
doing
whatever.
this, and then I woke up here.
Yeah, there have been times, and again, I'm always anxious, so I never know what is my trigger, but I'll be super shaky. Like my whole body will shake when I get really, really uncomfortable. And I don't know if that's a trigger from like a memory. I don't know if that is a chemical in my body. I don't know what it is. I
just want to know this gal's backstory. I want to know all of it. She asked cops if they knew what it was like to love something so much that you kill it. They set her bail at $2 million and said she was a flight risk because 2 weeks before this, she had been put on probation and was wearing a monitoring bracelet that she took off.
She is a thug. She's like, oh, I'm not going to let no monitor stop me from ain't nobody going to tell me how to live. And I want this guy to die.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell him how to live by killing him.
Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to live.
As she took off her little bracelet.
Yeah, her arraignment was over the video link, and they said she seemed real calm. If she gets convicted, she'll get life in prison.
She's all hungover. She wasn't able to get any more meth.
Yeah, right.
My mom.
Guys, I'm going to need 14 days to get off this. It's wild.
I often ask my mom what it was like visiting my uncle that committed murder. And she says that he said he didn't remember. And I was like, do you think he's telling the truth? She's like, oh, I believe that he probably blacked out or something like that. I think if you're so high on adrenaline or something like that.
Your brain's like on overload.
But she said that there was something wrong with him when she visited him in the because she saw him through camera. So she said he wouldn't like look at her, or he couldn't. He was very fidgety. Like it was like almost like he was possessed. That's what she like described to me. She said something was wrong with him. After all the dust settled.
Yeah, you're coping with the fact that you're in jail for whatever, 50 years or whatever he got.
Prison. He ain't in no jail.
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah, prison.
But
he's in banging in the ass prison. Maybe they'll tell. I'm going to play the news coverage up there, Milwaukee way. I think maybe they'll give us how to pronounce her name.
A woman is accused of killing and dismembering a man. The criminal complaint says officers went to 24-year-old Taylor Shabusiness's house.
Yeah,
Taylor Shabusiness.
Shabusiness.
Taylor Shabusiness.
24-year-old Taylor Shabusiness's house and found a man's head in a bucket. Police say they found additional body parts in Shabusiness's van. Shabusiness told investigators she strangled the victim before she...
She said, one of the quotes they're putting on screen is, she told the cops, there should be a foot or a leg in the minivan, too.
She was very compliant.
Yeah.
In her brain, she was like, maybe if I spread these all over the place, nobody, no crime. You got to have the whole thing, right?
Don't treat me like a black person. I'm going to cooperate.
What?
When the cops came and picked her up, they're like, as long as I don't fight back, I shouldn't be shoved to the ground.
Comply. Yeah,
comply.
Decapitated him. According to the criminal complaint, Shabusiness told officers it happened during sex. You can read more of the criminal complaint on the 12 News app.
God, it's like a Serbian film. You ever watch a Serbian film? The dude cuts a girl's head off.
No.
Do you think?
You.
Do you think she climaxed?
Yeah.
Here's my question. Gross, first of all.
I think it was a valid question.
Mary, it's a beautiful expression between two consenting adults. Thank you very much.
He's dead. He can't consent.
Just because it ended in decapitation and dismemberment doesn't make their union, their tryst, any less beautiful. What if it produces a child?
Oh, boy. Do you think that at a certain point, you do something like this, right? You're all... methed out or whatever.
Oh, that's a hypothetical where I am methed out.
You're
Alan
methed
Cox
out.
is
You
methed
do
out.
this. I feel like it's easier just to cooperate. Like, there's no getting out of it, right? You're just like, well, yeah, I mean, I killed him and there's his feet and his head's over there, because like, you're not gonna get out of it, right? So why lie? Why make it harder for you? Why not just be like, hey man, I was on some serious drugs, and I could understand why cooperating in this sense is just way easier.
I want my lawyer. They're like, there's a head in the bucket.
You're covered in blood.
What lawyer do you think is going to want this case?
Right.
Alan, she's going to get a negative review on the Better Shabusiness Bureau. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. People stay up for days doing meth, yeah. I did meth, frozen for 5 days, no food, water, or smoking. The high lasts up to 12 hours. Somebody else told me that this girl has a husband, and the Facebook page says that he stands behind her.
Oh, God. Because he's afraid she's going to kill him.
Yeah, I would just stand back there, too. I don't want to get in her eye line, or she'll tweekend at Bernie's. Well, then maybe people are telling me she's not cute. So maybe the photo that they used in that story.
There's some pictures of her that are pretty good.
Yes, I think so too.
No, she's not the hottest girl ever, but
I mean, for a dismembering tweaker murderer,
she's up there.
Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of them.
I mean,
yeah, she posts some selfies. She's got a rack. Huh.
She knows her angles.
She knows her angles. I mean, she doesn't look like the kind of gal that would put a guy's head in a bucket. But you never know what's going to happen. Imagine if that was your wife, and you're like, I guess I'll stand behind you, but Jesus Christ, what happened?
But you're also at that point like, I'm glad she didn't do it to me.
Right. Well, maybe they don't do meth together. That's why.
Yeah, we've been having some problems in the marriage. She wants to smoke meth and decapitate people, and I really just want to get to bed early.
But that means
get
to bed early.
Yeah.
I just wanted to buy a boat. And
That means that Shabusiness is her husband's name. That's going to ruin his
Sha
name.
is her name and business is his. Is it hyphenated?
No.
Oh.
It's one word. It's SCHA and then the word business. Taylor Shabusiness. Nunya Shabusiness. Alan, repressed memories aren't bunk. False memories are. Well, how do you make that determination? If you say you repressed a memory, how do you tell someone that their repressed memory is true or false?
Usually by other people who were there.
What if there's no one there?
There's no way then. There's no way to say that's a false memory.
Mother Nature's a mad scientist, Jerry. There's no way around it.
Yeah, because sometimes I think my dreams are just like me revisiting stuff in my life, but they're also just dreams.
Oh, sorry, I dozed off there. I've got to take a break. I'll have those Cavs tickets for you when the Pistons are in town on the 19th. We'll get you set up for that game. You want to text something, 35192, and we'll be back.